Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I'm Jason, your host. You might be able to hear the washer in the background while we're doing this. I hope everybody's okay. Came to a realization this morning. Thankfully, I managed to get to sleep after I did because I came to that realization at 3 a.m. in the morning. And usually that would mean I'd have to get up, or I was exhausted due to dealing with the virus and everything. And I've come to the conclusion that I will probably never do another Twitch stream live. I probably won't even do a Facebook stream live or a YouTube stream live. You see, unlike a lot of people, I never did it for money, I never did it for career, I never did it for anything like that. It was purely a coping strategy. When I first started using technology and streaming and all of this as part of my way to survive every single day in 2019, connecting with all of you via live streams on Twitch was a survival trait. It allowed me to live. Each day I would wake up and probably spend 9-10 hours or even more on stream with all of you in the old house upstairs in the back bedroom. It was never about the algorithm, it was never about getting more people. It was simply put that while I was on stream with all of you, I could survive. I could cope. You see, in 2019, we were still classing it as reactive depression, and I hadn't had my consults and that with the other mental health people. You see, the thing is, it's very hard to start planning coping strategies that can dial in on all the things going wrong unless you actually know what's wrong. The funny thing is, in 2015, there was notes on my from my GP. There was notes from a consultant who had seen me saying, "This person's probably is probably autistic." But no one ever talked to him, because back then I was only focused on looking after Paola. My health, my mental health and everything was secondary. As long as I spent every day from 6 a.m. to midnight, and that isn't a hyperbole, that is a simple fact, no respite, every single day for 18 years, looking after Paola, making sure she had a reason to smile. That was my job. That was my focus, my anchor, my entire special interest for my autism and everything was focused on Paola and keeping her happy and alive and giving her a reason, because she was dying of cancer. So when all that was gone, I was free floating. I had no anchor, nothing to stop me from getting worse. And this is when the diagnosis, my first official diagnosis was Bipolar type 2, which means you spent most of your life in a depressed state and you bounce up into hyper and down into deep and that and things like that. The second official diagnosis on top of that was ADHD. And then once we had that, that's when we went for the autistic one. But the autistic one took 3 years because of the wait time for adults autistic assessments. But right at the beginning, distracting myself, giving myself an escape, because I couldn't game anymore. I was a gamer who couldn't game. When Paola died, I couldn't game anymore. I could not. Every time I turned on the computer, it would trigger my PTSD. It would cause me to go into a deep depression every time I tried to play a game, and Paola wasn't there. So But being on stream with all of the people on stream, on Twitch and that, I could game because I wasn't focused on the game. I was focused on the people on the other end of the camera. And it helped. It made it possible. But once we started to get the proper diagnosis, once I had a full team of mental health experts advising me in that, and we worked out plans of what would work and what might work and what was keeping me alive, we refined it. So the streaming became less and less important, because the simple fact is I don't function well on streaming because A, I can't lie. I can't deceive people. I can't wear a persona. Which means if someone asks me something that's predatory or manipulative to try and get me to say something that they can record and screw me over, it's a big danger. And there's nothing I can do about it, because we're all supposed to be politically correct now. And yes, we try to be, and stuff that happened in the past wasn't good. But let me explain. When I was a child, and sometimes my brain goes back to focusing on stuff from back then. This happened once on a stream, and I had to shut down the stream because I would have got cancelled, I would have got banned. I would have got seen as a monster. Why? Because I was on the stream, and for some reason, something in my brain remembered something from when I was about 9 years old. 9 years old. I remember being out, and we were, you know how you use certain rhymes as a child to pick people for teams and stuff like that? Well, the rhyme that we used as a child, remember, as children, I mean, this was a mixed ethnicity children. There was African Americans, there were Asian in Bentley where I lived, and we were just all kids, and we were in a schoolyard setting, and it bothers me to actually think about it, but the actual rhyme that we used to pick people, and this, even thinking about it, that makes me feel a bit iffy, but I'm going to say part of the rhyme, but I'm not going to say it has the N word in it. And basically, we completely innocent children, it was just a rhyme that innocent children were fucking saying in the playground to pick people for a side. And it was like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, cachet by his toe, if he screams, let him go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And I've missed out the word that you can understand how fucked up that is. But as a child, as an 8-year-old child, that didn't cross any of our mind. It was just, where it came from, don't know. Why it came to us, who taught it us, no fucking idea. But a couple of years ago, I was streaming, and that freaking rhyme came in my head. Just popped right in my head from back then. And I tried to get rid of it out of my head, but ADHD kicks in, focuses on it. Interesting. Where did it come from? And I start fucking humming it. I start humming it. I start humming it, and I know the next stage is, while I'll be fucking playing my game, I'm going to actually say it, and I won't be able to stop saying it, because until my brain's actually said it and got it out there, it won't go away. So I had to shut down the stream, leave the stream, and just deal with it. So for those kind of things, I don't have an off switch when it comes to things that are politically correct. I'm not Tourette's or anything like that. I am just, my brain, when it thinks of something, it's going to fucking say it. No matter what. It bypasses everything, it will just see. I don't have an off switch on those things. So that was always a concern and a stress. That if someone mentioned something, my brain would go off. My brain just I'll talk about hentai, I'll talk about BDSM, I'll talk about anything. My brain doesn't matter. It's stuff I've dealt with in my past, it's stuff I know. To me, it's completely normal. There's no shame in it and that, and I will just chat about it because I'll just go off on talking. I'll talk to anybody about this stuff. It's just the way my brain is. So that side of it can be an issue. And it's also the concern that when I'm on stream with people, on a live stream, someone will come into stream who doesn't know me, doesn't know why I play a game a specific way, doesn't know why I don't do certain things in game, why I am limited. And from the best of intentions, some of them will try to say, oh, why don't you do this? 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 They'll start backseat gaming. And then I have to explain to them and go through the reasons why I can't get. And it's exhausting. It's like one day when I was playing Warframe, I was accused by a couple of people who came into stream as buying my account. They came on the stream and they saw me doing stuff and they saw me not doing stuff, like not doing certain combos and movement around the actual place. And they just basically straight off accused me of buying the account. The silly thing is, I have 3,000 plus hours on Warframe, and unfortunately, because of my brain, if I logged in now and I tried to play it, I would still not be able to do any of the combos. In fact, the last time I tried to log into it, there was a new areas and there was a tutorial going on, and you had to do certain moves to dodge things to complete the tutorial. And I had to shut it off, and I never turned it back on. And that was why, because my brain couldn't learn these things, and that. So people thought I Thingy, even though was a founder for Thingy, and I was there right from the start, and I have Excalibur and everything. But I can't do the actual thingies, and then they see, oh, you're rank 21. Why won't you leave rank 21? This is another thing that you should. Why won't you do rank 21? It's easy just to get to rank 22. Blah 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 blah. Bullshit. And then I have to explain to them that me and my wife used to actually do the rank missions together. And the last rank mission we did together on our two accounts was rank 21, and I will never take my character higher than rank 21. But I have to explain all this to new people. This is why I like Discord. This is why I like going on this channel there. It allows me to be free to just be me, because everybody on the Discord knows me, knows what I'm like. It's kind of hilarious. We have a not safe for work channel for adult games. And you would think that channel would be used for porn and stuff like that. But the simple fact is this. And I could never play these games on Twitch or YouTube. But my version of Fallout and my version of Skyrim are heavily modified adult-wise. They have all of them adult mods, everything you can have on them. And the reason isn't because I'm a horny bastard. It's because of the challenge. That's my Dark Souls. Why? Well, you try playing one of those games. And it's the same with I have 117, actually. I might have more than 117 now. Let's have a see. Let's have a see in my library. How many? Oh no, still 117 hentai games installed on every one of my computers as a thingy. Why do I play them? Why do I play the adult version of Fallout and the adult? Because it's a challenge. Because these games are made to try and screw you over, and I mean that literally. So if you can play what's called the virgin playthrough, survive the entire game, where everything is trying to get into your underwear, and play as a female, then to me that is like the ultimate challenge. I have all the naughty stuff in the game, but I don't use it. People have watched my streams in the Discord on Thingy, and I play adult games and we see no adult content because my character will do all the ways to try and get away from. Most of these games have ways to actually do what's called the virgin playthrough, the playthrough where you don't get raped, the playthrough where you don't get assaulted. And they're extremely hard to complete in those ways. So to me, it's a challenge for my ADHD, my brain, that side of me that likes a puzzle, sees these as a puzzle. When I create a character with all the vulnerabilities on the mod pack for Fallout 4, or the one for Skyrim that are adult-based, I put myself in the worst starting position possible. And then I play through those games to try and beat the game and to try and to kill every motherfucker out there who tries to come after me. Seriously, that's the way I do it all. But I couldn't ever do that on YouTube or anything like that, because just by playing the games you can get yourself in, even if you don't sell any adult stuff. So Twitch, I will always do these. I will always do my vlogs because my vlogs are the way I connect with the world. My vlogs are whatever's in my brain, put it out there. No censorship, completely raw. It's just the way it is. Whether I'm talking about VR, whether I'm talking about going out on my mobility scooter, whether I'm talking about an illness that I'm facing or anything, it doesn't matter. It's always going to stay there is. But the streaming outside of Discord is probably never going to happen again. And this is not a negative, it just means that I've evolved past that. Like I've said, anybody who wants to come on my actual must remember to put the stuff out. I like that my washer has that beep on it that tells me when the washing's done, because that's sometimes washing can be left accidentally. So it's just because it's evolved. YouTube and Twitch and that. No, the crazy thing is, in 2019, 2020, I was actually classed as the top 1%. In the top 1%, I got an award from Restream for putting out more videos than anyone else. Think about that. Restream is where I press the stream button and then it sends it to Facebook, to Trovo, to YouTube, and to Twitch, all at the same, and to Twitter, all at the same time. And so, with me doing like 8-10 streams a day, I became one of the top ones actually getting stuff out there. But no, not going to happen again, sadly. I appreciate all the people that actually followed me on Twitch and that, but YouTube and these are more thing. And if, like I said, if you want to connect with me, I'm Quebber on thingy. Talk to me on Discord, and then once I'm sure that you're not a spammer or a hacker or a griefer or someone who's going to trash things, then we'll let you into the family. And it basically is. The Discord server is the family. I spend a hell of a lot of time there. It's where I talk to everybody. It's where we communicate about everything. So take care of yourself, you wonderful, special people.